Hi, good morning and good day. My name is Tara Norton. I am the Global EPC Program Manager with Rockwell Automation. It's part of our Global Lighthouse organization. And today we are in Rock Live Studios, joined by Rao Kalla. Rao is the Director of Process and Electrical Engineering at Stellar. So Stellar is a leading design build firm and one of our founding EPC partners as part of our partner network. And as you know, we have a great partner network that helps us deliver premier solutions to delight customers all the time. And so we're so excited to have Rao here today to talk through how to bridge construction and automation to create digitally enabled lighthouse facilities. So welcome, Rao. We're so excited to have you here. Thank you for coming to Automation Fair, and thank you for your partnership. We're going to set the groundwork here to start with the basics, but can you help share what an EPC is and how do you help clients?
Yeah, thank you, Tara. I'm very excited to be at the Rockwell Automation Fair. It's really nice to see so many people coming to the Automation Fair. Just to give you some background, Stellar, we're the EPC company. EPC means engineering, procurement, and construction. And I'm going to provide more details how we do a project. A lot of times when a client sees there's a lot of demand, if they don't have enough capacity, they come to us and see how to build a brand new factory. So what we do is called a schematic design. Part of schematic design, we do like a mass balance. We do like analysis and say, do you need like 2 lines, 3 lines, or 4 lines? So once the analysis is done, a client will do a lot more review and say, if they can meet the capacity. Once the schematic design is done, then we get into more detailed design. Part of the detailed design is like, we also need to find the site. To do the site selection, we need to make sure we have enough capacity to feed the factory with the power utilities. So Stellar team will provide like high level demand for all the utilities. So based on that, we'll help the client to find the site selection. Once the site selection is done, we get into detailed design. When the detailed design starts, we make sure we come with like what's the equipment requirements. So we work with the client and develop required specifications, how to select the equipment for process, packaging. Stellar, we get involved doing a turnkey project that includes building, civil, structural, mechanical, HVAC, electrical controls. So we do a turnkey project. At the end of the day, we want to make sure we start the design, do the installation, construction, and hand it over to the client. But I'm trying to give a high level, but I want to go one more level down. Part of this, we also develop like what we call like a request for proposal. We develop like a detailed technical specifications, and we'll go for bids, and we'll select, and we also do the bid analysis and recommend the client, which equipment they need to buy. So we did the same process for installation. We develop like a detailed specifications for electrical, mechanical, all the construction. So we are working with the client every step of the way. So client knows what's going on, so that way they're not surprised. So the strategic partnership between client and Stellar makes us very successful. And very, very important is at the end, we also manage the startup. Part of the startup, we develop a very detailed plan and say when the equipment is going to be installed. And we try to involve all the plant resources during startup. Our goal is to hand out the factory, make sure everything is up and running. Other thing I want to highlight, we're not looking at constructing the factory. We also want to make sure the client can manufacture the product, deliver a quality product, and at the same time optimize the manufacturing cost. So we are providing a turnkey solution. And Stellar, just to let you know, we got the best plant of the year for several years. And another thing is like we're very proud we maintain the safety. And the other thing is like we always get repeat business from customers.
Yes.
Thank you, Tara, for that.
Yes, I know Stellar is known for winning Plant of the Year by Food Engineering multiple years in a row. So it really is truly unique the way that you guys approach projects, to have design build a collaborative approach, a more modern project execution style. So you really are considering the whole picture with all those disciplines that you mentioned. And so I'm so excited to share that with others, because when you're working with these large capital projects, large budgets, quick timelines, trying to get the demand out the door to produce product for customers, being able to implement the automation to really deliver that client experience that you guys are known for is truly exceptional. So I'm happy to have you. When you start the journey and you align with the project on the vision, tell us what a design, build, or a collaborative approach looks like, and from a contract delivery, and how do you add in that resiliency and innovation from the very beginning?
Yeah, just to let you know, my background, I've been in the food industry for more than 35 years. I work for companies like Nestle, General Mills, Kraft Heinz. I also worked as an automation manager. I used to get 24/7 calls, so I understand how to run a factory. So when we're building a factory, we're not looking to just to build a factory. How do you make it easy for operations to use? Putting a complex system can cause more downtime and people won't be able to troubleshoot. So one of the things we do is like we'll have a very detailed discussion with client and say, what are the challenges they're having? For example, all the clients will come back and say, we want to deliver quality product, less downtime. So we'll take all the requirements, and we also have like a workshop session with client. We'll actually meet with the plant leadership team, operations, quality, plant manager, finance, logistics, because we need to make sure we deliver for the cross-functional team. So by doing that, we identify the requirements, and we collaborate with the Rockwell Lighthouse team. Because this technology is changing so fast, we can't keep up. So that's what we work with the Rockwell Lighthouse team, and we identify some real important applications. For example, one of the new tools Rockwell came is called Guardian AI. What Guardian AI does is, like in the past, the factory used to get outside company to do the bearing analysis on the motor. But as soon as the person leaves, after 3-4 hours, the motor will fail. But with Guardian AI, it can alert before it fails. But the important part is we need to make sure all the required hardware is selected and installed before the construction. Once the factory is up and running, it will be very difficult to change. So that's what the collaboration with the Rockwell team has been very helpful to deliver the requirements for the client.
Yeah, and I know we're looking to partner with Stellar as an EPC partner in our partner network to make you guys successful as an organization too, to help you deliver that on time, on budget, on benefit, so that you're delivering that for your client as well, and walk through that together to make a more operational, productive facility, to help with sustainability and enable the workforce. And so it's really exciting to be a part of. Typically, we're changing the game a little bit and not being seen as just an automation provider or technology provider, but really a partner in the process. So the benefits of moving to that and partnering early on, can you highlight the project lifecycle at a high macro level for everyone?
And I think this is a great question. We live in a world, we have a lot of challenges. Right now, to order a switchgear is like 1 year lead time. So our goal at Stellar is to find what are the long lead items. We make sure all those items are ordered right away. And a lot of times when we're ordering the equipment, we don't have all the details. We're still in the early stages of design. So we make a lot of assumptions. And we developed some methodologies to prevent that risk. So once that's part, and another thing is very important to have a very detailed schedule. We need to make sure all the equipment is ordered at the right time. We need to select the right team members, programming schedule, FATs, make sure all these things are properly planned. Even, when you look at a project, when you have a big project, even as one small component or one equipment can delay the whole project. So this requires very detailed planning. Another thing at Stellar we do is like we develop a 3D model. We need to make sure, like when you're doing a construction, the mechanical piping is not interfering with electrical conduits or cable trays. So we spend a lot of time in early detailed design. And we also have like a strategic partnership with some of the contractors. So we get their input at early stages, so that way we can minimize the installation time. One good example we've been doing, everyone knows, similar to power distribution, network is very critical. Without network, I cannot start the factories. Now what we're doing is like, it's so easy to install the cable tray and everything before the equipment is installed. It looks like a simple thing, but those simple things save a lot of time. The other thing we also did is like, when you're doing a construction, a lot of things not in your control. Recently we ran into a problem. Sometimes with the rain, everything got delayed. We collaborated with the Rockwell team and said, how we can reduce the installation time. Rockwell team with a team came with a great idea, said, like, we can configure all these server switches ahead. By doing that, they came to the site, everything was like plug and play. And that saved us like 2 weeks of time. So every day we run into challenges, but the way I look, it's an opportunity, and we have a lot of technical people. We all collaborate and see how we can reduce the risk.
Yeah, and in this case, being able to deliver for the client in an application, let's say the high-speed beverage manufacturing facility, getting all those pieces right to have a resilient operation that's secure. I know we can't talk these days without cybersecurity and AI. So thinking about that from the beginning in the planning stage, what does that look like to select the right building blocks to make it a connected and protected system so we can enable, when you turn over the keys for day one operations, that they're set up for success?
In the past, I've been doing these projects for a lot of years. In the past, OT network used to be very simple. You just have a PLC, HMI, you're done. But now it's getting so complex. Now we have safety I/O, we have like a badge access, security system, process cameras. It's getting so complex. I've been to some existing factories. Some of the factories, they're seeing a lot of downtime because the network is not designed properly. So what we did on this project, we involved a Rockwell team from day one. By involving Rockwell team, we know what are the best practices. Another thing is very, very important. We had called with every OEM and made sure we clearly told them they need to comply with the client IT procedures. So it's important to make sure they don't have any unmanaged switches, they don't have any routers or anything. So we spent a lot of time between OEMs and Rockwell. And all that planning is helping us to make sure we have a reliable, robust system, and we're also making sure minimize the cybersecurity attacks. It looks simple, but one OEM with the unmanaged switch can cause downtime to the factory. So that's the reason it's a very, very important to make sure we have a detailed design, a lot of follow-up calls with OEMs. Even when the equipment is installed, we're going through and making sure nothing is installed by mistake. So all this planning, coordination will help to deliver a great system to the client.
Yes, thank you for that, Rao. I know it all comes together to be these state-of-the-art manufacturing facilities that are winning those Innovative Plant of the Year awards. And so exciting to be a part of it. And as we're here at Automation Fair to see like autonomous mobile robots are already adopted. You've already built factories with that. You have the secure networks as we promote secure OT here at Rockwell Automation. So I'm very excited to be partnering with Stellar on the journey and look forward to the partnership ahead. I just really appreciate you coming to Automation Fair and to help share your expertise with the broader community. So if you want to learn more about what we're doing, working together, how to help in your state-of-the-art manufacturing facility journey, happy to connect you, comment on this or reach out. Happy to share more about our EPC partnership program, how we support with Lighthouse Industry Solutions to help bring it all together and walk along the journey. If you have active project, happy to interact with you on Rock Live here today. So thank you for coming. We're excited to enjoy the rest of the show together.
Thank you, Tara, and also Rockwell for giving me the opportunity. Thank you very much.